welcome to my channel. My name is Jenna Lee from liveeatteach.com, and in this channel I give you all the tips and tricks on teaching online, building your own online teaching business, and also becoming your own boss. In this video I will be going over the differences between VIPKid and GoGoKid, what to expect with hiring requirements, how you can apply, how long that application process takes, what is the pay like, what are the cancellation policies, and so much more. But stick around to the end and I will be giving you my honest opinion of both these companies, how working for them was like for me, and my pros and cons. Now keep in mind that both of these companies are Chinese based. So you're teaching students from and around Beijing, China. You're also teaching students in a one-on-one setting where it's just you and one student in most cases. And you're teaching classes that are 25 minutes long with curriculum that is already made for you, so you don't have to do any lesson planning. The hiring requirements are quite simple for both of these companies. You will need to be a native English speaker from either the United States of America or Canada. And unfortunately, right now, GoGoKid and VIPKid are not hiring teachers from the states of New York or California. You also must have a bachelor's degree or higher, which does not have to be in teaching or education. And you need to have or be able to get an ESL certificate like the TESOL, the TEFL, and the CELTAL. I always say those wrong, so please correct me if I'm mispronouncing them. You also must have at least 1 or more years of teaching experience, but these do not have to be teaching in a classroom. They can be experiences like being a camp counselor, tutoring, or being a Sunday school teacher, and so many more. Once you checked off all these marks and you know that you're good to go, you can start to apply. And the first part of the application process is your basic info. And this is where you write your name, where you're from, your teaching experience, your certifications or degrees. At this point, you can click send an email asking your hiring coach to help you. I also am a hiring coach, so if you have any questions about this, give me an email at my email that's listed below, and I'll also link it here, and I'll be happy to help. Once your basic info is accepted, you'll be ready to move on to the interview stages. So currently, GoGoKid's interview process is super fast. They have recorded interviews set up. You will, for 2 to 3 minutes of the interview, introduce yourself, introduce your teaching background, where you come from, and all that good stuff that they have spelled out for you in the actual interview. Then for the last 10 minutes of the interview, you will teach a pretend student these lesson slides that GoGoKid has sent to you beforehand and that hopefully you have prepared in advance. Once you have passed the recorded interview, GoGoKid will send you an orientation quiz. And this is so easy, so do not worry about this. You will be answering questions on GoGoKid's contract and their policies and all that stuff, but you can redo this multiple times until you actually do pass. Step 3, yeah, that was only 3 steps. You are finally going to upload your important documents like your diploma, your identity documents, complete a background check, your teaching certifications, and all that good stuff. And you can finally sign your contract once your background check is complete. VIPKid's interview process is similar, and it starts with the ability for you to choose between 3 options. There's a recorded interview where it's similar to GoGoKid's, where you are recorded and you're teaching a mock student. There's a live interview where you're actually teaching a real live person who's pretending to be a student on the other hand. And there is also the smart demo. The smart demo is what I recommend because it is the fastest, most efficient option. And if you get the opportunity to do so, it only takes about 5 minutes. You'll take a very short quiz that's super easy, and you'll teach 1 to 2 slides to a mock student. So I recommend this. And if you want a step-by-step process of this, you can check my video above. The interview process is super simple at this point, and once you do pass this, you can move on to your mock lesson stage. In your mock lesson stage, you will choose what levels that you want to get certified in. So there's levels 2 and 3, and there's also levels 4 to 5, so you get to choose. I always recommend for beginning teachers or really anyone on this platform to start off by getting certified in levels 2 and 3, because that is where the majority of students are going to be in levels 2 to 3. The only difference between these mock lessons and the last interview that you did is that you will most likely be teaching to a real live mock class mentor who is a person on the other end pretending that they are a student. You'll be teaching around 15 to 20 minutes, and you are expected to prepare 2 sets of lesson slide material that VIPKid will give you in advance. These are called Mock Class A and Mock Class B. If you want more information on how to pass these, I also have this content in my VIPKid playlist. So if you check out my channel and go to that, then you'll see all these tutorials of how you can pass those. Okay, so what happens if I don't pass the mock class the first time? You can keep trying until you do pass, because the only stage that you had to get by without failing is the interview stage, which was the stage before. And now that you're in the mock class stage, you can literally try again without having a chance of failing or not getting hired. I do have some tips and tricks up my sleeve, so if you want to pass this stage as fast as you possibly can, you can watch my videos or email me for tips and tricks. Once you are finished with the mock class lesson stage, you can move on to uploading your documents, same documents as GoGoKid's contract. Then you will complete your background check. After your background check is completed, you can start opening slots. If you are currently in the application process, let me know in the comments down below where you are at. If you would like even more information on this and information that you can read, you can check out my blog. It's www.liveeatteach.com. You can click on teach and click down to blog, and it will give you a detailed comparison of all these companies. So you can read through this. You can also apply here or just learn more about the companies as well. Okay, but Jenna, I got to get paid. Yes, we all have to get paid. So I'm gonna be going over the pay for each of these companies, the average base pay you get. Let's get into it. GoGoKid's pay is slightly higher than VIPKid's, ranging from a base pay per 25-minute class, keep in mind, of $7 to $10, and most applicants fall in the middle of that. So for instance, my base pay is $8.80, plus I get additional incentives. So GoGoKid also has an incentive system called credit score system or something like that. It's super complicated to try and figure out. There's lots of videos on YouTube about it, but that is what they follow. And it is based off of how many classes you teach per day, per week, per month, and your performance in those classes, whether you're getting reviews, whether you're getting 5 stars, things like that. But you have the opportunity to get well above that base pay with those incentives. VIPKid's base pay ranges from $7 to $8 currently in 2021, which is one of the lowest base pays in the ESL industry. This is also per 25-minute class with the opportunity to get additional incentives on top of that. Their incentives are based off of how many classes you teach and how long you've been working for them. My base rate with VIPKid from getting hired in the summer was $7.50, and I was able to get well over $9.50 with those incentives, and even more if I were to open short notice slots. Which brings me to the additional incentives you can earn at both companies. So at both companies, you can earn $5 for every trial student, a student that's looking to sign up with the company, conversion. So if you are able to convert them, then you can get up to $5 for that conversion. In VIPKid, it is awesome because they offer short notice pay. So if you open slots or keep slots open within 24 hours of a class starting, then you are able to get $2 extra for each class. Again, stick around to the end for my opinions of the pay in both companies. Let's move on to teaching hours and best times to teach. So in the chart here, you can see both GoGoKid and VIPKid's peak times in all these time zones, but we are basing our times on Beijing time. In GoGoKid, the peak times are from 7 to 9 p.m. Beijing time. And for VIPKid, the peak times are from the same, 7 to 9 p.m. Beijing time. VIPKid has 1 extra hour than GoGoKid offers, and that is from 9 to 10, is only offered at VIPKid, and you get a lot of trial students during this time. Moving on to cancellation policies. Okay, I apologize, but I'm actually gonna have to use my computer for reference on this because these can get super complicated and I wanna make sure I'm giving you the right facts, the straight facts. GoGoKid's cancellation policy is centered around their credit score incentive system. If you cancel over 24 hours in advance, they will deduct your credit score level, and there's 5 levels. They'll deduct your credit score level by 1 unit if you just have a regular cancellation. If you cancel between 2 to 24 hours in advance, you'll get deducted by 2 levels or units. If you cancel under 2 hours in advance, then you will get deducted 3 units. I want to add that they are also offering soft cancellations, and these are based off of like health related reasons, emergencies, and things like that. So these will be determined on a case-by-case basis. VIPKid's cancellation policy is not related to their incentives, but you will have a monetary deduction depending on what time you canceled the class. If you canceled the class over 24 hours in advance, then you have no monetary deduction, but it will count towards your 6 cancellations per contract period. If you cancel between 2 to 24 hours, your pay will be deducted by $2 that day. And if you cancel between 0 to 2 hours before class, then you will be deducted $10. In both GoGoKid and VIPKid, you will be allowed up to 6 cancellations per contract period, which is 6 months. Both companies now offer soft and medium cancellations. So a soft cancellation is when you will not be deducted in pay, your credit score will not be touched because you had some sort of emergency or health related something that came up. A medium cancellation, on the other hand, you won't be deducted in pay, but it will count towards your 6 cancellations per contract. If you are new to both of these teaching platforms, 1 cancellation can equal up to 3 25-minute classes per Beijing calendar day. As mentioned before, all of the curriculum in VIPKid and GoGoKid is pre-made, so there's not a lot of lesson planning in either company. There are only some slight differences between the two. With VIPKid, you get to choose the levels that you want to teach. So if you want to teach the older age range, then you can get certified in those levels and teach them. You don't have to get certified in these other levels. With GoGoKid, you have a little less room to choose what levels you want to teach. With GoGoKid, there is a lot of room for creativity and extension. In fact, you probably should be extending on every single slide. But with VIPKid, there's less room to extend because there is so much material to cover in most lessons. Both platforms have very interactive slides, but GoGoKid for sure tops VIPKid in interactivity, and on the students' part, how much they can interact with the slides. Okay, so now we're at the good part while I dish all my pros and cons about VIPKid and GoGoKid, what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them. I feel it's important to choose the company that you think is a great fit for you, and fortunately these companies are very similar. Choosing between one or the other is totally up to you, it's your choice. And if you want to do both like me, that will work as well. These are also totally my opinion and related to my teaching style, so the pros and cons might be different for you. With GoGoKid, I found that there was just too much room for extension. I really did not like having to extend on each slide, and there wasn't a lot of material, especially in the younger levels. I also felt like the credit score system was super complicated and really difficult to understand. The technology and interactivity of the slides is great, especially for younger students, but it is difficult at first. It can be a learning curve for new teachers trying to get hired onto the platform. What I absolutely loved about GoGoKid was their lesson content really was great to keep students, especially at the younger preschool kindergarten age, very engaged in the lesson content. What I noticed is they also just have a higher base rate pay, so it just feels nice knowing that the company really values the teachers. It is also a newer company, so there's more opportunity to grow. whereas with VIPKid, there's not as much opportunity because there's so much competition. Which brings me to pros and cons with VIPKid. So my cons are that there's not a lot of opportunity to grow. There's also not a lot of room for creativity in each of the lessons because you don't have that same extension as GoGoKid does. They have a very low base rate pay, one of the lowest in the ESL industries. And because the company is so popular and so many teachers work for VIPKid, it takes a bit more time to build up a regular schedule, but it really all depends on a lot of factors. However, something I love about VIPKid is that I get to choose which levels to teach and get certified in and what types of classes I want to teach as well. There's also a great teaching community on Facebook and Instagram. It's so cool and people are always ready to help. With more popularity with VIPKid, there are also more students. So there are a lot of trial students that you get the opportunity to teach and also can lead to that trial conversion money. And short notice pay is bomb. I used it and was able to teach full-time with short notice pay. If you want to teach for either one of these companies or you want to add on a company, I am here to help. I am a hiring coach for both of these companies and I can help you with the step-by-step process and give you my best tips and tricks that I've used to pass both of those interviews the first time and also to get a fully booked schedule within a few weeks of starting with those companies. If you do want to use me as your mentoring coach, then please shoot me an email below so that I can give you all the goodies. Thank you so much for watching and I look forward to seeing you again the next time.